Good evening, I'm Karen Devine.
And I'm John White. Tonight live at 6. Boatman bugs are back in the valley. What vector control and pool experts are saying about getting rid of them in a safe way.
And the parents accused of torturing 12 of their 13 children back in court today. We'll bring you the latest on what happened there.
You're watching KESQ, the Desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3, live at 6.
They're back. Boatman bugs, the pest that filled valley swimming pools last fall, are making a return, at least in the East Valley so far. News Channel 3's Jake Ingrassi is live in the newsroom with more on this problem that this time is happening right in the middle of swimming season. Jake, at least last fall, we didn't really want to be in our swimming pools because it was getting chilly.
Yeah, John, you remember last year how extraordinary these boatman bugs were, filling pools and coating cars, and you at home telling us this summer they're making a comeback. So here's what you need to know to keep your backyard boatman bug free. The bugs are back. Boatman bugs descending onto the valley once again.
We had some customers come in, tell us they saw bugs in their pool. They come in a panic and they tell us the bugs are back.
Todd Pranger at the pool store in La Quinta telling us his customers first reported them in the Cove about 4 weeks ago, then in Indio, Thermal, and near the Salton Sea.
We're seeing smaller outbreaks of boatman bugs this year versus last year. So it's not near the impact it was last year, but they are coming back.
People sharing these videos from last November. The boatman bugs coating their cars, filling their pools. This video shared earlier in the summer, the bugs seen swarming the pool light.
They're attracted to light, so we tell people to keep their pool lights off at night. That's why you can go to bed with a clear pool and wake up in the morning and you'll have an infestation of them.
And a local exterminator telling me they'll spray outside your pool for these bugs, but the most effective way to treat them, to put chemicals into your water.
We have a couple different chemicals that we add in and we shock the pool, and usually we have a 24-hour success rate.
Chemicals you can get at most pool stores: algicide, ammonium chloride, and chlorine, killing the algae the bugs are eating and the boatman bugs themselves.
Most of our customers pick up the product and usually come back and say that everything has been taken care of.
Saving homeowners a headache.
They get into your filter, they clog up your system, they can cause the system not to circulate properly.
Yeah, a bug-filled pool is not something that anybody wants to deal with. One other piece of advice, if you Google how to treat these boatman bugs, some suggestions that come up are using bleach or oil in your pool, but that's a bad idea because those can clog your filters, even force you to drain your pool later. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jake Ingrassi, News Channel 3.
Yeah, it's no fun. I had that happen last year. Well, our recent muggy weather is one of the reasons given for the boatman bug invasion. But there's some good news about that. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen tracking your conditions. Haley, you say this weekend we're drying out?
Finally, yes, we are going to be getting a little bit of a break from that monsoonal moisture we have talked about oh so much this summer. A much drier weekend is ahead of us. We even had some dew point temperatures drop down into the 40s this afternoon for some of our valley cities. But our temperatures are going to be staying on the hot side, above the seasonal norm, which for today's date would be 107. It's fine. We're going to be hot, we're going to be dry, and we're also going to be enjoying a whole lot of sunshine throughout this entire weekend and even making our way into the next work week. But what you need to know, those temperatures are in the 1-teens, so plan accordingly. It is going to be hot, but at least we're not talking about muggy conditions, at least for the next few days. Coming up in my complete First Alert forecast, I'll let you know when that persistent monsoonal moisture will actually be making a comeback.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you, Haley. Continuing coverage on the Paris prison home in western Riverside County, David and Louise Turpin are accused of torturing 12 of their 13 kids. Today, the judge ordered the release of birth certificates and also a camera and photos back to the Turpin children. An arraignment was postponed, meanwhile, 4 weeks at the request of the defense, which asked for more time to review the case. The Turpins are facing dozens of charges, including torture, false imprisonment, and more. Authorities say they shackle and starve their kids at their home in Paris. Stay with News Channel 3 for continuing coverage on this case.
And new developments tonight on a Beaumont football coach caught on camera punching a student in the stomach last October. The Riverside County District Attorney's Office says they will not press charges. Take a look at the video. Will Martin punching the student. You see it there. After the video surfaced, Martin was placed on administrative leave and didn't return to the sidelines for the Beaumont Cougars for the rest of the season. Several parents said the short video was taken out of context, and a longer version shows the students playing around. The district attorney's office has turned over the case to the Beaumont Police Department for further investigation. Stay with News Channel 3 for any new developments on this story.
Students in the Palm Springs Unified School District will be returning to class next Wednesday, and the district is getting ready for them. News Channel 3's Madison Wiles in Palm Springs now with our live mobile newsroom with a look at the changes on the way. Look at that, Madison. Everyone's already back in the school gymnasium ready to go.
Hey John, I'm here at a back-to-school event in Palm Springs. Students here getting free backpacks and free school supplies. But earlier today, I was at a PSUSD faculty orientation, learning that they have 105 new staff members and some exciting new policy changes.
New technology, better security, and free food. Today, PSUSD training their new faculty members and getting ready for the upcoming school year. For the first time ever, the district will be offering free school lunches to all students.
A hungry student can't learn, and we want to make sure that those students have the nourishment they need to be able to sit in those seats and pay attention and absorb all the wonderful programs that our teachers have to offer.
Additionally, the district aiming to improve security measures to keep students safe.
We have a great security department that's been really working on training all of our staff on being aware and what to be looking for, and it's really a matter of being proactive in our school sites.
Making every elementary school a, quote, closed campus, meaning all visitors will have to formally check in.
With trying to secure the campuses, we're looking to create a one way in, one way out process so that we can monitor who's coming into our schools.
Staff also receiving active shooter training and working to improve communication between security and students.
To try and develop these connections with the students to let them know that we are creating a safe environment and that we're here to help them.
The district also acknowledging undocumented students who might be affected by current immigration policy, offering resources online and counseling services.
Our focus is to have kids in school, and so we want them to feel welcome to come to school, not be afraid to come to school, and know that's a safe place.
And again tonight, the Palm Springs City Parks and Recreation Department is hosting this back-to-school event. It goes from 5 to 7 p.m. tonight. If you can, come check it out. You can learn about all kinds of activities they have to offer for students, and as well as, like I said, you can come get a free backpack and some school supplies. Live in Palm Springs, Madison Weil, News Channel 3.
Thank you, Madison.
Police are searching for the suspects in the armed robbery of a marijuana delivery person.
Next on News Channel 3, more on what happened and a description of the robbers.
Plus, animals evacuated due to the Cranston fire now returning to a shelter as they wait to be reunited with their owners.
And later in sports, our high school football previews continue tonight with the Xavier Prep Saints. A lot of injuries back in 2017, but poised possibly for a big step forward in 2018 under their second-year head coach, former NFL player James Dockery. You're watching KESQ, the Desert's news leader.
Police are searching for 2 men in connection with the armed robbery of a marijuana delivery person in Palm Springs. Police say it happened near the 3600 block of North Sunrise Way just before 11 last night. Officials say a woman was delivering marijuana when 2 men approached her. Police say one of them pulled out a gun and stole her purse, her cell phone, and the marijuana. Both men ran from the scene. Palm Springs police searched the area and were unable to find them. Now, the man who pulled the gun is described as being black, in his 20s, about 5'9", 150 pounds. He was short with dark hair and was last seen wearing a red tank top and dark shorts. The other man described as being white, in his 30s, about 5'11", 160 pounds. He was had short dark hair and tattoos on his neck. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and dark shorts. So if you have any information, call Valley Crime Stoppers at 760-341-STOP.
More than 50 dogs returned home to Idlewild's Living Free Animal Sanctuary after they were evacuated last week for the Cranston fire. Nearly 200 dogs, cats, and horses were safely taken to the Humane Society of the Desert while the fire burned up on the mountain. This morning, workers at the Humane Society loaded crates to bring the dogs back up the mountain. While they were temporarily here in the desert, 9 dogs and 10 cats found new homes in the Coachella Valley. The Living Free Animal Sanctuary nearly burned down. The fire line stopped right at the property's edge.
The dogs were relatively easy, and I think they kind of sensed that something was wrong, and if they'd been here a long time, they trust the caregivers, so they just went with them. The cats were another story. The horses were easy. The cats were a nightmare, but we got them all out, and there's a few nicks, and people are going to have some scars and stuff from it, but we got them all out.
Cats tend to have their own ideas about what's going on. Plus, they have 9 lives, so they're like, what's the big deal? The Living Free Sanctuary was one of the first no-kill animal shelters in the region when it opened in the 80s. The animals are now up for adoption and ready to find their permanent homes.
Yeah, so get up there and adopt a dog or maybe one of those feisty cats.
There you go.
Temperatures continue to stay in the triple digits.
Next on News Channel 3, we have tips when checking on your neighbors.
And hot afternoons mean still very warm evenings. Moving throughout this Friday, yes, we have clear skies. Yes, we have dry conditions, but we're also going to be dealing with some winds. Those gusts up to 30 miles per hour at times for more of our wind-prone communities right along the interstate. But look at these temperatures, triple digits through the 11 p.m. hour. Yeah, it is August in the desert. My first alert forecast coming up next. You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. In the 60s and even the 70s at some points last week and even this past weekend. No more. We are drying out, at least for a few days, so enjoy it. Our satellite and radar are not too impressive to look at. All the moisture has made its way towards the east, mainly over eastern Arizona and then into New Mexico and then well down towards the south. Well, the reason for this is a ridge of high pressure. Sometimes this is our friend, sometimes it's not, but right now it is because it's allowing us to dry out, but it's also the reason our temperatures are climbing like they are. So 1 teens today, let's keep that going into the weekend. What's going to be happening though is this ridge stays with us. As we make our way into the middle of the next work week, it's actually going to begin to move north. When it does that, that opens up another window for all of this monsoonal moisture down towards the southeast to streamline right back into our desert, just like we've been experiencing. So we're not out of monsoon season. We're just getting a little bit of a break. Check this out, though. This was actually just a couple days ago, August 1st. There was a record seawater temperature recorded at Scripps Pier. This is in San Diego at the Oceanography Institute. The highest temperature recorded in 102 years, 78.6 degrees. Yeah, if you're headed towards the beach, no, your afternoon highs are going to be much more mild in the low 80s, but your water temperature, nice and warm. Here you go for your Saturday, near 94. Los Angeles, still triple digits no matter what desert you're headed in. But right here in Palm Springs, here we go. Triple digits are the name of the game. Really going to be keeping those temperatures above the seasonal norms even throughout the next work week.
Okay.
There we go. Good. It's that time of the year.
We don't even know what to say.
Another 2 months, it's going to get better.
Exactly. We're trying to wrap up summer. It's just a slow go right now.
Just bide your time.
Yep.
Thank you, Haley.
We are partnering with Sunline Transit Agency for the Pack the Bus Backpack and School Supply Drive. We are inviting people from all over the valley to join us in making a difference for children in need by donating back-to-school supplies. Our Pack the Bus 5th Annual Drive will be next Thursday at the Walmart on Monterey and Dinah Shore in Palm Desert. We'll be taking donations from 5 in the morning until 7 at night. Karen will be out there taking that first shift, 5 a.m. I'll be out there a little bit later on in the afternoon. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you.
We'll be there, but not that early. Tonight on ABC News Channel 3 at 8, it's an all-new episode of Quantico. At 9, it's What Would You Do? And don't miss 2020 at 10.
Coming up all new on News Channel 3 at 11, the official investigation into the Las Vegas mass shooting is now over. What authorities have concluded after 10 months of gathering evidence. And the question that may never be answered. That's tonight, all new at 11. Sports is next at 6. You're watching KESQ, the Desert's news leader.
This is the best local sports show with Cody Krupp.
Hey everybody, I'm Cody Krupp in for sports. I have another high school football preview coming your way. Today it's the Xavier Prep Saints marching into year 2 under their head coach James Dockery. Injuries took their toll last season. They finished just 2-8, but another offseason of buying into the process, and this could be the surprise team of 2018.
Let's hear it for your Saints.
In 2017, the Saints were a team with a lot of talent but not a lot of depth, losing their senior captain Braxton Worley in week 1. Then their promising young quarterback Brad McClure a few weeks later.
The guys really didn't respond at all, whole season. That was just really something that, took the wind out of our pipes last year. But we understand here now we don't have the numbers like everybody else. And so when guys get hurt, we just have to step up. And we've grown by about 30% as far as total roster numbers. So we're in the right direction.
So after any 2-win season, it's hard sometimes for new coaches to keep players believing in the process. That's not the case for the Saints.
We had a 4-year plan. I would say we're a little bit ahead in year 2.
Coach Dockery's always just pushing us and letting us know that, it doesn't really matter what's happened in the past. This is a new team, new everything, new atmosphere.
We're ahead of schedule this year, and we're looking to, surprise some people this year.
And there is a lot of reasons to be optimistic. They got arguably the Valley's most college football-ready talent.
Any chance you get a guy like Fabrice, who's a surefire D1 guy. Obviously, if you just look at the numbers, they don't come around in high school very often. So anytime you get your hands on the opportunity to coach a player like Fabrice, you want to make sure you capitalize on it.
And a quarterback and junior Brad McClure, who has all the tangibles of being the best in the Valley.
The best quarterback in the Valley? Is
Definitely.
That kind of the mindset you have?
Definitely, yeah. I think I put the work in needed, and just got to go out there and do it.
So they're going to go out there with an attitude of why not us?
Preseason 6, pick is preseason number 1. We're just going to line up play by play, day by day, game by game, and then at the end of the year, week 10, we'll see what happens.
Parity, unbelievable this year. If you look at maybe Palm Desert, they do have a little advantage being the champs from last year, but 2 through 6, it is a completely toss-up at this point. And Xavier Prep, they're thinking, why can't we be that number 2, that number 1? It's wide open.
Hey, all we want is entertaining games.
And I think we're going to get that. That's what I'm hoping for, too.
Yeah, maybe that'll happen.
Thanks, Cody.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cody. Football weather continues for us.
I can't wait for it to cool down and be much more comfortable because I'll be out there as well, I'm sure, doing those kickoff forecasts. And it's a little warm at the beginning of the season, just a little bit.
2
Not
weeks
as
from
hot,
today.
thankfully, as what we'll be experiencing this week in 1 teens following us into the next work week, but it is so much drier, a break in those muggy conditions, at least for a few days.
We're thankful for that.
That's going to do it for us tonight at 6.
See you back here at 11.